one of the tasks and joys of life is to learn how to give ourselves to others. There's lots of ways to learn this, and we're all learning it. Life's throwing them up all the time. But I want to talk today about one way that is so easily overlooked. Hi, I'm Warren, the rector here at St Columba's. Glad you could join me for my message of the day. Back in the 80s, there was a number of Westerners were taken hostage by Islamists and held for years there in Lebanon. And I can remember the Archbishop of Canterbury sent his representative to try and negotiate their release, and he also was promptly taken hostage. I remember reading an interview from one of them after they were released, and the guy said that of the few things that he could remember that sustained him during those years was singing hymns that he'd learnt at church. All the other music that he loved and liked and might have listened to, that all just evaporated. And this may well sound funny to say, but there is something, for those who don't sing hymns, there's something about a good hymn that can lift you, affect you, can deeply resonate within you. It's not just the hymn itself, it's the experience of singing together with others. And I know this is going to sound strange, but actually it's a too easily forgotten method of learning how to give ourselves to others. Let me explain. First, just to notice that singing in public is a dying art form. People might sing in the proverbial shower by themselves, or at a concert you might sing along, which is not the same as being part of a group who are the singers. And at church, that's the congregation. To sing at church, to sing hymns, is participatory. And to make it work, it doesn't matter whether you can sing or not. That's part of its beauty. It's irrelevant whether you can sing or whether you can't. It's all about joining in. To sing the hymns at church is to really participate, and it requires self-forgetting if you're like me and can't sing. It's easy to think, I can't sing, I'm not even going to do this. Or because lots of people never sing, really, certainly not publicly, then it does require some self-forgetting to even participate. See, that's interesting. Self-forgetting, to learn how to forget ourselves, even momentarily, when we go to sing a hymn in church. But more importantly, we learn to be part of the whole when we sing. And we let our experience, the experience of singing, be taken up into this experience of participation with everyone else. It's actually similar to the rest of the service, the liturgy, which I've talked about before. It's how to be part of the church service, you have to give yourself to it, you have to participate rather than just stand back and watch. And in doing this, in singing or in learning to pray at a church service, it's a way that we learn to give ourselves, and to begin with, to give ourselves to what might feel different to our usual lives. And that's important as we learn to give ourselves to what is different, might even feel alien. It helps us to grow into people who can give themselves to that which is other. This is not unlike the experience of meditation. If you've ever meditated with a mantra, then you know that to progress, you have to give yourself to the mantra. Hymn singing is exactly like that. You have to give yourself to it to actually come to understand its benefits and how it can teach us to give ourselves. I've learnt something about giving myself by singing hymns. And I know that might sound unusual to say, and you might never have heard it put like that. But that's because I'm joining with others who also, in their own way, have to self-forget and give themselves to the experience of singing together. We're all there singing together and giving ourselves in the experience. That's a rare thing to find today. As I said, the prayers themselves are like this, the experience of praying with others as we give something of ourselves to God. But singing hymns is one way to actually learn or to become part of a community where we learn to become a community of self-giving. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.